Yo, press record. What's up? You're listening to Zero to X. My name is Daniel, and today with me, as always, my guy.
As always.
Yo.
Hey guys, it's Amara.
What's up? What's up? Happy New Year! Happy 2024! Bruh.
Happy New Year, guys.
Bro, 2023 finished, yo, for real.
It did, bro. Guys, just a minute ago, I forgot how to do this.
Bro, I was like, how do you forget? We say it literally at the beginning of every podcast. Literally, yo, press record.
I forgot to press record, guys.
I forgot to press record. How many weeks break did we take, man? It's so long. Happy New Year, our people. What's going on? I hope you had you guys had a really good time with Christmas and New Year with the holidays. Hope you didn't work. Me, I walked.
Bro, I just remembered something we said on episode 50.
Yeah.
When we were talking about how we're going to spend the holiday. I talked about like letting my foot off the throttle.
Yeah, did you?
I did, bro.
That's good.
I went out twice.
That's good. Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I spent time with family though. Like I was working, but I was home. And that was good.
Was good.
Realized I missed them a lot more than I thought that I did. Like I'm there's a part of me that is somehow devoted to the cause of spending more time in my family house. Maybe like a third of my time there, and two thirds here. Something there about figuring out like a better mix. Yeah, planning to buy a car, which I desperately want to at this point. So
yeah, it's beyond the want. Guys. Oh my god!
I was just plotting about how. It's like I did a presentation in my mind to myself about C. Because when I was home, bro, I was like, I love this feeling, man. I miss my mom, I miss my brother, I miss my two sisters. Like, I love those people a little too much. And I was like, really, how can I be here more? And then somehow, the internet was a little bit. It made sense a little more. I was like. I could actually live here, like low key, yeah. But I was like, yeah, like obviously there are reasons why I moved out. But I was like, and I started making a case almost see if I leave Yaba, I'll get back to my house in like an hour if there's no traffic. If I leave at like 9-10 p.m. But I can only do that if I'm driving,
bro.
Right, and if I want to get here really early, I can do that as well.
Yeah,
but I can only do that if I'm driving. So like the case for buying a car.
Bro, that case is solid, bro.
It's solid.
There
are no holes in that argument, man. There are no holes in that argument, man.
Same, bro.
Guys, it's crazy to think that it's been about a year since we started Zero to X, guys.
Guys.
A year, guys. Thank you. Bro. Literally 5 days ago, someone was asking me like, "Yo, when are you guys coming back online?"
Guy, that always fills me in on when everybody's on our neck for new episodes. I'm like, guys.
Yeah, let's confess. We're not supposed to do this episode. In real life, we're not supposed to do this episode. But we're like, nah, man, we need to talk to the fam,
Yeah.
So, like, because we plan to resume production for season 2 next week. Yeah. It was supposed to have been this week, but we had to move to next week. But then we're like, yo, we can't leave then they find us. We can't leave our people hanging. So we're like, yeah, let's just do this bridge episode, like to touch base, see how everybody's doing, share preliminary thoughts. Guys, I can't even begin to tell you what we have packed for season 2. We'll experience it together, man. Let it shock all of us. Let it shock me. Let it shock Amara. Let it shock everyone of us.
Behind the scenes,
it will shock all of us together. Like, forget that we are planning it though, but like, the actual thrill of experiencing it in real life, it will be second to none. We'll be experienced for the first time, the way you guys are experiencing it, and I cannot wait, guys. I can't wait for December 31st, 2024, bro. I can't.
Bro.
I'm excited about this year.
Bro.
I'm excited about this year, man.
I think, guys, just to help paint a picture for you, especially if this is your first time, it will be wild that you're listening to us for the first time on the bridge episode. But
yo, love,
we love you so much.
Love.
But to paint some picture for you, 2023 was a lot of figuring ourselves out.
It was a lot of figuring out, man.
Part of the reason why we are doing this episode is so that we help you as well, our listener, to kind of envision where 2024 is going for us and what 2023 was like for you.
Yeah.
And so when Daniel says that he can't contain his excitement,
Yeah.
is because we know where we came from.
We know where
And
we came from.
We know what we're going to
know
hit.
where we're headed.
Yeah, by 2024. It's gonna be crazy.
Word.
It's gonna be crazy.
Word.
So in line with that, we want to talk about a couple things.
Yeah.
And we think it will be valuable not just for us, but for you guys as well.
As always.
Really, as always.
That's why we do this.
bro.
This is why we do this.
Bro. Because if you think about it, showing up for a whole year, it's not easy.
It's not easy.
It's not easy.
Some days we're sick.
Bro!
Some days we had to record really early Sunday morning.
We recorded episodes under the weather. Quite literally
under the weather. Like super early Sunday mornings.
Yeah.
Like just to show up. Like 2023 was a beautiful year. It was a beautiful learning experience for me. How was 2023 for you, man?
Bro. 2023 was a year of lessons.
Yeah.
That's what when I wrote it down. I remember writing
guys,
down.
Amara is back, always writing things, always tracking things, always being better than everybody else. But go on, it's all love.
Oh my god. But yeah, I wrote it down. The 2023 was a year of lessons. I can't begin to talk about the amount of self-limiting beliefs that I was able to. That I was able to.
This is really profound,
bro.
Because I saw it happen in real life,
bro. You guys probably also heard it and listened to it as it played out in real time. Sometimes you guys listen to some episodes and you were like, "What is Amara on,
bro?"
And and you don't just realize I'm just quite literally shattering self-limiting beliefs and getting dumbfounded by how like the new paradigm of life I'm exposed to by the opportunity of being able to break some ceilings in my life.
I hear that.
Bro, but 2023 was a year of lessons for me. I have quite a number of lessons, honestly.
I hear that.
I have quite a number of lessons. What would you title 2023?
Bro, 2023 was Guys, just as a reminder, we don't script this podcast, right?
Yeah.
So we really just have the conversations that we have. So sometimes if you hear a little pause, it's really just myself or Amara thinking.
Is Daniel doing the Jordan Peterson thing where it's just pausing to think about what he wants to say next?
Yeah. Oh, I found out that Elon does it too. Like,
Elon does it too.
An interview is not just that it's not about being think and let's have a conversation. Yeah. So
Naval does it too.
The great people do it, man. Like we're a good company. What was 2023 for you? Was that your question?
Yeah. Title it with one word. Or a few words.
Or okay. That might be tricky. Let me start like this. You know how it's as if everybody unanimously just said the theme for 2024 is no grief for anybody.
Yes, no grief
for anybody.
It
was unanimous. It was in the air, bro. I kind of feel like the beginnings of that for me was my 2023. Beginnings of don't send anybody, come into your own. Yeah, that was my 2023. 2023, I started to appreciate a lot more what my life would look like and what that life demands in a down payment. I started to appreciate it a lot more. So 2023 was, I don't know that I can find a word or a phrase or a sentence to do it justice to capture all that 2023 was for me.
Yeah.
But it was a beginning of sorts.
I understand.
It was a beginning of sorts. It was me starting to come into my own, literally.
I understand that. I think that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Still ways off. Yeah, because I can easily see, but it's that kind of thing like when you've done a little more, you are acquainted with what that looks like. So you have a deeper appreciation for this is what this looks like, this is what's remaining, this is what this can be. Yeah. Right. And it's just exciting me.
Yeah.
Like and it's not just the destination about where we're going, like where I'm trying to get to. It's the journey. I'm equally excited about it.
Yeah.
I'm equally excited. I'm excited about the quality of person I'm becoming.
Yeah.
As much as the results.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about how hard it's going to be.
Yeah.
I'm excited about how fun it's going to be. Like, I'm pumped for 2024. I can't lie. And I've been pumped for 2024 since like last year. This was
mentioned.
Beyond,
I think you tweeted about it or something.
Yeah. This is beyond just oh, it's a new year, new energy type of thing. And guys, don't let anybody tell you new year, new me is rubbish. Milk the
I'm
motivation for
using it.
everything
Oh,
that you can.
we're all using it.
Use it.
Ah.
New year, new you.
Ah.
No grief for anybody, bro. Use it. Yeah. The
Bro.
important thing is that you figure out systems and then the discipline to
Systems,
make it
bro.
continuous and sustainable.
Yeah.
But please don't let anybody talk you out of new year, new you. Use it and milk it for every single thing that you want, like as much as you possibly can. Is the point. So yeah, I've been excited about 2024 like since like last year, man. Because I was like, if this is where I am working at this pace and I've gotten this far,
Mm.
by the time the law of exponents and compounding effects starts to pick up, right, and I continue in the same path and even like do it a lot more,
Yeah.
where I will be at the end of 2024, even I don't know. I have thoughts of what that could look like, but I'm excited about it.
I
I'm
understand that. I
incredibly excited
understand
about
that.
it.
I understand that.
Yeah.
I understand that. So, guys, there's something we want to do on this podcast, and
Yep.
we hope that as we explore these questions,
Yep.
that you take out time in real time if you want to,
Yeah.
or you could pause the podcast and think about the question for yourself.
Yeah.
That you're not just benefiting by listening to Daniel and myself
Yeah.
and our opinions.
Yeah.
But that you also are able to think about stuff for yourself. Is that thing we talk about being able to be introspective?
100%. Yeah.
And it allows you to grow in self-awareness, and also allows you to approach 2024 a lot more informed. If you've done this already, fantastic. You're ahead of the curve, and that's fantastic.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but we are doing this so that you get to do it as well, in case you haven't.
Yeah.
So in line with that, I want to ask Daniel one question.
Okay, let's go for it.
What did you learn about yourself
in
2023? How you work, and what you need to be at your best?
That's a really good question. So in my mind, I did that thing where, you know how we say when they ask people questions and they're like, "Thank you for that question." But honestly, I really mean when I say like that's a really good question.
It's a really good question,
especially the last part of that question.
Yeah. What you need to be at your best.
So yeah, thank you for the question. What I learned about myself. Again, this isn't like the more. This was a more internalized realization, right? It wasn't that this wasn't true before, but it's kind of like how you've always been aware of something, but then after a while, maybe some event happens and you're just incredibly aware of that thing. It's just at the forefront of your mind.
Yeah.
But there were a lot of learnings last year, similar to how you put it. It was a season of beginnings for me, right? But then something I think I could hold on to was I realized that I had what it took, for real, to live the life that I wanted to live, to lead the life that I wanted to lead. I realized I had what it took. I became acquainted with what the price to pay for that life looks like. I became incredibly acquainted with it. And then I made the commitment or the decision in some way to start paying that price. You of more people know when I was really in it.
Yeah.
I wasn't just in the season of really, really being on it or around that thinking or that sentiment, right? But I became incredibly acquainted with what the price for the life I want to lead looks like, and getting into pain is like I was seeing the sacrifices that needed to be made real time. Even right now, I'm seeing the sacrifices that need to be made, and I'm like, I'm very happy to do this. Right? I'm very happy to do this. If there's one thing I feel or felt like could level me up personally or professionally, yeah. I think I told Amara this, and I think I mentioned this on this podcast as well. I don't know if I mentioned it on the podcast, but I know Amara and I talked about it. It's about, and I've probably said this to anybody that has had a conversation with me that was beyond hey, hi, hello, right?
Yeah.
The one thing I think will incredibly level up my output and everything that I've got going on is developing conscientiousness. Conscientiousness is one of the big 5 personality traits. You guys can check that out in your own time. But it is specifically the behavior that caters to or is based on orderliness and industriousness. So it's
Thoroughly.
like
And doing it well.
Amara is one of the most conscientious individuals that I know. No, 100%. I've said this before to you now. Like he's one of the most conscientious.
Take the flowers.
Amara is one of the most conscientious individuals I know, and I've seen how that has helped him get to where he is. And again, can go back to past episodes. We've talked about how Amara's story is pretty impressive. Him blazing his own trail in some sorts, right? And I realized that conscientiousness, being more orderly and industrious, right, was probably the biggest thing that could unlock, for lack of a better word or way to express this, a new level, a next level for me. It was that trait of conscientiousness, and it was just and what that looks like on the day to day, because we don't like to give vague esoteric advice that's just up in the clouds, is being orderly, incredibly orderly, incredibly. There's a word, there's a word used to describe it, like those kind of people that just make sure things are done orderly and perfectly every single time, and you think that these guys are legitimately a pain. Yeah, they call them being anal. Yeah, that's exactly how I'm trying to get. Yeah, there's a level of organization that makes a certain level of growth and results possible.
Definitely.
Do you understand? So, like,
Definitely.
I realized that for the number of things that I want to do, for the complexity of things that I want to do, I absolutely need that. Absolutely, absolutely need conscientiousness. So I've spent the past, I think I spent November, December really, really thinking about it and trying to build up that habit. And it's the biggest behavioral goal I have to develop to work on this year. So what that looks like is that I'm trying to be very rudimentary. Rudimentary in the sense that there are routines that I follow to a T just to build that knack for things are supposed to be done a certain way, they must be done a certain way. Yeah. And that is just building the habit of being orderly and then being industrious, meaning if there's something to be done, it should be done. Right? If there's some they sound like simple things, but more often than not, you find out that it's really simple things that unlock things for you. They say that it's the little foxes that ruin the vineyard, to be fair.
Yeah.
So
The
that's
flip side.
the flip side of it, exactly. So I hope that kind of answers your question. Conscientiousness is I think
you pretty much
might
answered
be the
because
most
conscientiousness will
important
cover
thing. What thing do I need to unlock?
it will cover what you need to be at your
Exactly.
best. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So asking you that same question, let's flip it.
Okay, thank you for that question. But I need to pause and think.
Yeah.
I need to pause and think for a while.
Yeah.
One thing I learned about myself in 2023. I don't know that I learned this in 2023, but it just comes to mind right now.
Yeah.
That I can do anything I set my mind to.
That's true.
Yeah. But I don't think it came in 2023.
Yeah.
But it comes to mind right now.
Yeah.
It comes to mind right now.
You built evidence for it.
Yeah, I built, bro.
An insurmountable amount of evidence. Yeah.
I built evidence for it.
Yeah.
And I think there's a number of things.
Yeah, it's a number of things.
Yeah. So let me go. Let me go. I'm just going to be. I'll try to be somewhat vulnerable. Try.
Yeah.
Another thing I learned was I used to care about what people thought in some way.
Okay.
You know, the question is what I learned. Yeah. So I learned that I used to care.
That's interesting.
Yeah, and then I demolished that caring.
Hey,
I stopped caring. So
oh my god!
And you know what's funny? There's certain realizations you have that as the more you have them, the more you feel led to want to teach other people that, bro, actually stop caring. Stop.
Yeah.
Stop.
I hear that.
Like everybody came alone. We came to the earth alone.
Yeah.
We're all living alone.
Yeah.
Why are you keeping yourself down?
Yeah.
Because of someone else's opinion.
Yeah.
Somewhere across the planet.
Yeah.
Why?
I hear that.
Just make it make sense.
I hear that.
Do you get me?
Yeah.
So like I found myself being in a lot of situations that needed me to help people to see that this thing you are doing right now, you feel this way towards this thing.
Yeah.
Because you care.
Uh-huh.
If you just damn the entire consequences and do your thing. When I say consequences, I mean consequences of people saying whatever they want to say, and just do your thing. You find out that you'll always be better for it. And eventually, when it begins to work, those same people will come right back around.
Now when it disputes with that, that's when it gets interesting.
Yeah, back around. I think that was one lesson I learned.
Yeah.
I'm thinking what I need to be at my best. That's a good question. That's a good question.
Thank you for that question.
That's a really good question.
Yeah.
And I think, I mentioned this in episode 1 of 0 to X. When we asked each other what we thought we needed to make 2023 work, or what we're paying attention for.
Yeah.
What we were paying attention to
yeah.
for 2023. And I said systems. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that late 2022, we were just really I personally at least was just really figuring out systems. Yep. And I remember sitting down with a ton of YouTube videos trying to make sense of this thing.
Yeah.
Do you get me?
Yeah.
And then I found myself going through 2023 and realizing that 2023 was working the way I wanted it to work.
Yeah.
Because I actually put systems in place.
Yeah.
So when I think about what I need to be at my best, I think of systems. But beyond systems, I redefined. This may not answer the question accurately.
Yeah.
It may not hit the nail on the head, but I think it's equally valuable. And it's that I redefined discipline, or I corrected my definition of discipline. I used to think of discipline in some way as showing up. Yeah, you're definitely showing up regardless of how you feel. Yeah, to do the work that you said you were going to do sometime in the past. Yeah. But beyond that, the result you are looking for is, we said this on the podcast, but I want to redefine it a bit.
Yeah.
That the result you are looking for is in the consistent discipline that you put in. Yeah. But consistent discipline means showing up every single time.
Bruh.
So if your frequency was daily without miss, bro.
Yeah, man, without miss.
Else you would affect the compound effect.
Yeah.
You would
100%.
Yeah.
I agree.
Every single time.
Yeah.
So when I think about that, to do my best work in 2024, all I see, bro, is discipline with a ridiculous amount of consistency.
I like that.
You're going to clearly see the difference between 2023 and 2024, because
I'm excited.
I don't want to go too in depth about the things that I'm going to be correcting with regards to definition of consistency in my life. But that's what I know I'm applying. To see the results I want to see at the level I want to see.
I'm super excited to see this.
Yeah, man.
I'm excited to see this.
Yeah, man. Another question I want to ask you, bro.
Yeah.
Is who or what had the biggest impact on your life in 2023? Think about it. You mentioned Jordan B. Peterson 1,000 times on the podcast. Quite literally 1,000 times.
We mentioned Alex a lot of times as well.
We mentioned Alex. Alex. I'll give Alex his flowers when I see him.
We've mentioned Alex a lot. But I think I have a really surprising answer.
Shock me. Shock us. Shock
Bukumi.
Everybody. Bukumi.
Yes.
Crazy. I didn't see that coming. Guys, you don't even know.
I also didn't see that coming. Bukumi is listener number 1 as far as you know. As far as I know.
But yeah, solid.
He listened to the very first episode.
Yeah.
Like, Bukumi is amazing. I call him Big Bro. I call a lot of people Big Bros. Like, there are a couple of people like I believe God has placed in my life, and they have just been amazing to me, in ways I cannot even begin to define or will probably ever appreciate enough, right? And I'm grateful for every single one of you. But Bukumi's, because he said, who had the biggest impact? Who or what had the biggest impact on your year? And I say Bukumi because there was a time There's a time I spent with him. I think I told you about this, which was really what made me go into wartime. Do you remember?
Yeah, you told me.
Yeah,
But you saw him sleeping on his couch.
bro. Oh
It's
my
on the podcast, guys.
God.
Seasons. I think it's titled Seasons.
Yeah.
Something related to seasons.
Yeah.
Navigating seasons in your
Bukumi,
life. Yeah.
Bukumi and I had a conversation. I went to go see him, and then because of how much we spoke, I ended up having to spend the night at his place because of how long and interesting the conversation was.
Yeah.
And I think this happened just before the half of the year, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, just before the half of the year, and we're talking. We typically had like a lot of similar interests. So, but then we're talking about goals and whatnot. Like Bukumi is my kind of person. I'm his kind of person to a large extent. So, anytime we talk, wherever it is, whether it's FaceTime, whether we go out to lunch or brunch, or whether we go out to visit with each other, like we really just have a good time. And like the conversations, I look forward to them immensely. So Bukumi told me about. He asked me a question. He said, "Can you outwork
a crackhead?"
A crackhead. Bro, it redefined what hard work meant for me, like on the spot. Then he was the one that told me about the concept of wartime. When you go to, go to the mattresses, like the mafioso, when they really needed to, guys, go and listen to that episode. It might change your life. I promise you. I'm not even trying to make this up. That entire episode, we had it because earlier on in the
Daniel
week,
just got Rema.
Bro, see,
fresh revelation.
See, Bukumi and I have had really interesting conversations, right? Like, but nah, man, that was it. Because the moment he asked me that question, can you outwork a crackhead? Something in my head, it flipped, bro. It flipped. It flipped. So when he asked me that question, can you outwork a crackhead? Something in my mind flipped. Then that was the same night that we had the conversation about going to the mattresses in times of war, which I literally did. I don't sleep on my bed anymore. I sleep on the floor. I still, till this day, sleep on the floor because of that conversation, because it's just wartime for me. And he was the one that told me about the Elon Musk book, the Elon Musk biography by Isaac Walterson, I believe, when it came out. And I read that book. I read it in that in like 5 days. Blew my mind. It shattered whatever ceilings of hard work. It redefined what I thought hard work was. That hard work is actually harder, bigger work than I even thought that it was. It was stupid. And then that was what made me go read David Goggins's Can't Hurt Me, and like the books that really, really got me in that frame of mind that I was on when, like, you know, when I was on something now. You remember like that time last year. So it was stupid. So I think that was the most memorable, maybe most remarkable event that I had, and it was Bukumi.
I didn't see that coming.
I didn't see that coming either, because I had to think, because I knew like the season, like the time that I felt like, okay, yeah, this is definitely definitive, was when I went into wartime, going from year 2 to year 3. That's Q2 to Q3.
Yeah,
going from then to then, I knew that was a change, right? And I just had to like retrace where that came from, and it happened to be Bukumi.
I think about my answer to that question.
Yeah.
And as you mentioned, Bukumi, the first thing that came to mind was God. And you know what's wild?
Yeah.
When I thought about this question, the first thing that came to mind was Alex Hormozy.
Interesting.
But when you started talking, I then began to like really reflect on my year. And I was like, so here's why I would say God. Yeah. I mean, you know, and I said it on the podcast a number of times. I wake up by 6 a.m. 5:50 to be precise.
Yeah.
And I run on the stairs from 6 a.m. to 6:20 every day.
Yeah.
Yeah. During that period, I am praying as I'm running.
Yeah.
And for me, I think about the one thing that sets my day in motion.
Yeah.
Properly.
Yeah.
And it's that.
And it's that routine. I hear that. That makes sense.
So
that makes sense.
So I think about how I was able to pull off again. Let's be clear. I had systems for everything. Everybody knows that.
100%.
But
100%.
That activity has been a major anchor. I can't even begin to. I can't even begin to. Again,
I can imagine what that's like.
On top of that, immediately I'm done. I mean, I think I've said on podcast as well. I head into the bathroom.
And you listen to sermons.
And I'm listening to a sermon.
Yeah.
While I'm taking a shower.
Yeah.
And you see that 1 hour block of time from 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. is incredibly, incredibly transformative for my mind.
I can imagine.
And there's something I wrote down in my notes.
Yeah.
I think at the beginning of 2023 or late 2022, that your mind is your most powerful asset. Guard your mind, renew your mind, elevate your mind.
Bars.
And
Bars.
Why that statement has always been a go-to for my ability to function is because I found that if my mind is in top tier condition, spiritually and otherwise, everything else just feels like light work.
That's
personally, But when I think about every other thing I was able to achieve, when I think about the heights to which I started thinking about things, I would attribute them to Alex, man. You know, you watch that guy sometimes and you're like, God.
No, Alex is stupid.
God. And you know, and there's something, I think it was Bill Gates that said this. I can't remember. I think, so I might be wrong.
Yeah.
Bill Gates, in a video I watched at some point, was like, don't bother yourself about trying to learn stuff from billionaires. People are always like, oh, a meeting with a billionaire or a meeting with so and so, and they're like, you take meeting with. I'm like, bro, the billionaire doesn't really have anything to give you. That's what I think it was. Again, I might be wrong, but his point was that the levels he is currently operating at and the amount of information and knowledge he has at that level won't serve you.
Yeah.
You might ask him for tips and stuff. To start at you're still at 10K, you're still at 0, you're still at
50 day 0.
You're still at 1M. you're like child's play for him.
Yeah.
Do you get me? So yes, he would definitely give you advice. But you will find that most of the time that advice will be generic.
Yeah.
But when Alex comes and says, I'm the $100 million man, and you are trying to get to 10 million, at least 10% of what this man has done.
Yeah, there's
a lot of valuable stuff to take away.
It's a lot more relatable than
exactly.
Yeah, I hear that.
So when I think about Alex did a thing on my mind, man.
No, there are people I can't even mention on this podcast. Right? they know who they are. I think they know who they are. No, like it's been incredible. But like in terms of like what was most remarkable in the sense that you can remark about it literally.
Yeah, I get that.
Like what's most memorable was that time when my mind flipped, and that happened because of that conversation that I had with Ukumi. Yeah. Do we have time for one more?
I would love for us to go one more, but we've actually run out of time.
Run out of time.
Guys, again, this was an interlude, a bridge.
This is like episode 0.
Yes. We have something coming for you in episode 1 of season 2.
Guys, we're gonna have so much fun this season. I can't wait.
Yeah.
I can't wait. We're gonna have so much fun this season, guys.
Yeah.
As always, thank you so much, guys, for listening, and we'll see you in the next one.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers, guys.